Today's date's August 9th, 2007. Time is 3:54 p.m. Sergeant Michael Raley of the Holmes County Sheriff's Office. Also present is Major Harry Hamilton of the Holmes County Sheriff's Office, and Miss Amanda Lewis will be here at Department of Children and Families in Monterey, Florida. Amanda, if you would state your full name, your date of birth for the tape recorder.
Amanda Elaine Lewis, birthday September 7th, 1979.
Okay, Amanda, if you would raise your right hand for me. Swear to state that gives truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I told you briefly what AJ had said.
Yes.
And I don't know how to put this, but he seems to believe that you grounded her.
Well, I don't know why he would think that. I mean, I wasn't even out there. I was in the house.
You can't come up with any idea why he would be mad at you, or does he act mad at you now, or?
No, I mean, like when we come here, and even when we, all arrived at the courthouse, first thing he did was run up to me.
Yeah. And he didn't seem like he was mad about anything?
No, I mean, he stayed in my lap with his head on my chest until the man gave me the affidavit to read.
I saw that. I saw that up at the courthouse.
And even here, I mean, when I come in the door, he just run right up to me. So, I mean, as far as him being angry at me, I don't see where he's angry.
Yeah. Why would he accuse you of drowning your daughter?
Well, I mean, like I told y'all yesterday, or last night, whenever it was.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, he does like to tell stories. I mean, he's got, I don't know if I'd say weird, but he does have a very big imagination.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, he was standing right there when I pulled her out of the pool.
Right.
Because I told him to go get out with Michael.
And he done that?
Yeah, he went and got out with Michael, and actually he was in the bathroom and he was getting out of the shower. Because I believe he was supposed to went to his cousin's. And then when he come outside with AJ, I told him, I said, take AJ in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And he took him in the house until, everybody got there.
You told me he didn't get in trouble yesterday, so he couldn't have been mad about getting punished or anything.
No, I mean, neither one of them got in trouble.
Right.
I mean, but you can't ask him something now and he could tell you, and then ask him 5 or 2 minutes later and it's totally different.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some other things that we're going to be doing. The autopsy's going to be tomorrow, and of course they're going to look at all the evidence there, and you saw the evidence on her forehead. And it just don't look good. I talked to you about trying to explain the bruises, and we can't come up with a reasonable explanation as to why they're there.
I mean, I don't know why they're there. I mean, the only thing I can think of is either she hit the tablet container, or either she went completely to the bottom and hit her head, or she hit it on the wagon before she even went in the pool. That's the only explanations I have.
Okay.
I mean, I have never, ever, in the 6 and 7 years I've had my children, ever raised my hand to them. Ever.
Where would AJ get the term dunked?
Well, I mean, we say that to him when we dunk him.
And what would that be? Just pushing him on the water for a second, or
just chunking him up, letting him go in the water.
Okay. But not pushing him.
No, not pushing him. We just take him and chunk him up a little bit and just let him drop in the water.
Okay.
And to him, that's dunking.
Who's around when you done that before?
Well, Alan's been there when we've been in the pool. I mean, Adrianna was. I mean, my cousin, they come down, I believe it was the weekend before last, and we all went out and got in the pool. I mean, they were there.
Children and Families was out here a while back, at your house?
Yes.
What was that about?
The school, Poplar Springs, called someone there, called a report saying that I was neglectful to them,
Mm-hmm.
and that I didn't watch them sufficiently because we would go to sporting events at the school. Alamaka played basketball, and we would go there. And because, the bleachers are dirty, because they get dirty, I wasn't giving them a bath. And they take a bath every night before they go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Did you put your hand up on her face in that way?
No. Because when I pulled her out of the pool, I pulled her by her leg till I could reach her, and then I rolled her over and picked her up, like by the back of her neck and then behind her legs, and laid her on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Did you see anybody else put their hand like that would account for those bruises?
No, not unless if her and AJ was playing, but nobody else was there besides, us.
No visitors?
Nobody.
Have you ever had any kind of counseling or anything, or been when DCF come out, they didn't have you take any kind of counseling or anything? Or?
Mm-hmm. They had a lady, her name was Sheila, I think it was Sheila Lewis. She come out for, I think it was a couple months. One day a week, and it was on Thursday afternoons. And I took this parenting counseling class with her. I still had the books and all the little papers she'd give when she come.
She done that at your house?
Mm-hmm.
One-on-one?
One-on-one.
How'd that go?
Well, it went good.
What was it about?
It was just about how to approach them as far as punishment, different kind of ways to talk to them, good and bad punishments. Basically, just like a parenting course.
Yeah.
Was what it was.
It looks like somebody may have hurt her based on the bruises.
I don't see how that could have happened. I wasn't even out there. Her and AJ were the only two out there. I'm not going to say they couldn't have got into a fight, because, at the drop of a hat, either he could make her mad or vice versa, and they would start fighting. But at the time, they were the only two outside.
Why would AJ say that you dumped her?
I don't know. I don't know, because I was in the house while they were outside.
You never went outside?
I never went outside. Minus the time when I went out to see what they were doing, when they were sitting in the driveway. And then when I went out to get them to come in to take their bath so that we could go to Nathan.
You don't think somebody could have hurt her then?
I don't see who could have. Her and AJ were the only ones outside.
For how long were they unsupervised? While you were taking a shower?
Well, while I was taking a shower, and then putting the clothes in the washing machine.
How long was that, you think, total?
Maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
You think a stranger may have come up and done it to her?
There's nobody in our neighborhood that would do that. Everybody knows everybody around there. The only people that pass by our house is the older couple that lives in the corner, and then the man that's got the field beside us.
Mm-hmm. Do they ever come over to your house?
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Bill, every once in a while, when he picks either whatever he's got, if he's got extra, he'll come up and ask me if I want it. He's brought okra and then a watermelon, but other than that, he don't stop at our house.
Was that on the tractor yesterday?
I don't remember the tractor. I remember the tractor, but I didn't see who was on it.
You don't know if
But he does have one. I think he and his son used the same tractor in that field.
Oh, okay. We haven't talked with him yet. We need to talk with him.
Was the you talking about the trees he cut down, was that on the road, or was that on his property?
Well, the only trees that were really cut down were the ones that was over there by the hammock.
And that was yesterday?
I think they did that day before yesterday. They come through they were trimming them away from the power lines. I think it was a couple of days ago when they cut all that down.
When's the last time y'all got in the pool?
The last time all of us got in the pool was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Did anybody get in it since then?
No, we've not been in it since then.
Anybody in your house smoke?
Well, I was smoking.
Do you still smoke?
No,
Not at all?
not at all.
Alan don't smoke?
No, he don't smoke at all.
Why would AJ say that you smoke?
Well, because I did smoke, but I quit.
Why would he tell us that Adrianna got in trouble yesterday? Or anything that...
I mean, neither one of them got in trouble at all yesterday.
I know you said he tells stories. Does he ever tell stories on you?
Well, he'll tell stuff about everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, not being ugly or mean, but he'll just, I mean, like I told y'all the story, he said about being his daddy and his granddaddy wrestling the alligator.
Did Adrian have any burns or anything?
Stephen Howard, you ever call me at 240, Steve, 240?
She's not been around nothing to get burnt.
If somebody would have attacked her out there in the yard, you think AJ would have come and got you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime anybody pulls up in the yard, even if they're just turning around, if he's out there, he'll come flying in the house. I mean, that's what we've told him to do.
Yeah.
So if anybody would have come up in that yard, he would have come got me or Al Michael.
So you don't think some stranger come up there and killed him?
I just don't see how. Not with him being out there, knowing he would have come in there and got me.
What do you think happened to her?
I honestly believe she climbed up on the wagon and had the right bucket, getting the bugs out or pulling the bugs out, and slipped and fell. And because her being afraid of going under the water, she panicked.
How would you feel about taking a polygraph?
I'd be fine with it.
Okay. You think that might be beneficial?
Well, evidently, because I know, everybody's looking at me.
You really think there's a legitimate reason why we should look at you?
No.
But you understand why we are.
Oh, yeah, I understand why.
Do you know anybody else we should look at?
Well, no, I mean,
Okay. If I can get the polygraph set up this evening, you won't mind taking that?
no.
Okay.
Have you ever had your kids taken from you or anything? Is it ever,
No.
did they, they set up an Alabama, or did they get taken then?
What incident in Alabama?
The allegations?
Well, I didn't know there was allegations made in Alabama.
You didn't ever get investigated in Alabama?
No.
In Phoenix City? You live up there?
Yeah, I live in Phoenix City. Now, probably what you're talking about, my ex-husband tried to pin an arson charge on me. And yes, they come out and talk to me, but it had nothing to do with my children. Other than that one thing, I've never been investigated about anything.
Never got ex-boyfriend.
No.
You don't, this is puzzling to me, why AJ would say you dumped her. That's out there. Where'd he get it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Because for one, I was not even outside.
And you've never dumped her but in the past.
Just that one time when we first got that pool.
Well, tell me about that time.
Well, I mean, we were dunking AJ, just the chunking up, letting him fall. And she wanted to do it the one time. And then after I done it, and she come up and she was excited, I guess you could say, because she was panicking the water. And after that, I've never done it again.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I will dunk AJ, but that's because he wants us to. It's fun to him, but her, I've never done it except for that one time.
So she panicked?
She started panicking because she went under the water. And I guess because it got in her nose. And even when my cousins come down and we got in the pool, and AJ would drop under the water and stand back up. And she tried it because she wanted us to see her do something like him. And they can vouch for the fact that she would go down, but when she'd come up, her eyes would be real wide and she'd be gasping for breath.
Mm-hmm. How you handling this death? You getting, hadn't really had time to slow down and think about it?
No. I mean, with everybody coming to my house this morning, yes, I broke this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But having to go everywhere and take care of all this, I've not had a chance to think about it.
And I know this is the hard part to talk about, but when you found her yesterday, you said she was floating.
Yes.
Can you describe that, how she was floating again to me?
She was floating face down on top of the water when I pulled her out.
Was her head way down in the water? Like floating?
It was kind of floating even on the water with, I guess, the same level as her body. It wasn't down further.
It wasn't down below her legs or nothing?
No.
How long ago was it that you dumped her?
Well, it was the week that we got in the pool, and we got it a couple months ago. I mean, I can't remember the exact date, but it's been a couple months since we had the pool.
But that wasn't put your hand over her face type situation?
No. I put my hands under her shoulders and kind of picked her up and let her go in the water just like I did AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Pick her up like head high or just a little bit out of the water? Or
Well,
how far?
about up to right here, to where I was facing her right here. And then let her go right there in front of me.
Could you see her floating from the back porch or the sliding glass door?
No, I couldn't see her.
Why not?
Well, I mean, probably because she was in a spot where I couldn't see her. Because when I looked out there, all I seen was AJ scrapping in the water of the pool. And I asked him what was he doing. And that's when he told me that Adrianna was floating in the pool. And I was on the phone with Alan the same time I was talking to AJ.
Do you remember if when AJ was outside playing, was he playing with his gun in it?
He did have he's got this long rifle that we got him from Walmart. He had it outside. Because when he was climbing that tree, he had it up in the tree with him.
What was he doing?
He just said he was shooting birds.
5111 direct 5117.
I mean, it was a toy, so that, I mean,
You don't have anything you want to get off your chest, though?
Nothing at all.
Doing that.
Oh, okay. You didn't hurt your daughter?
No, I did not.
You didn't drown her?
No, I did not.
Okay. And you'll take the polygraph?
Yes, I will.
Okay. That's all I got, I guess. Nothing you want to add?
No.
Okay.
Nothing else. Include the statement time was 4:15 p.m.